Hi everyone, I'm Kristin, and today I'm going to explain to you the new rules implemented by the NCAA for the 2017-2018 Division II and Division III women's lacrosse season. The National Collegiate Athletic Association, otherwise known as the NCAA, implements new rules every year in order to make the game faster, safer, and smarter. So, for this season, both the Division II and Division III schools have a set of 4 new rules that really change the game, and they are as follows: the draw control rule, the shot clock rule, the 8-meter rule, and finally, the free movement rule. I will be going into detail about all 4 of these rules. The first rule that I will be explaining has had a huge impact on the game is the draw control rule. This means that when the game begins, as well as after every goal from either team, one girl from each team will stand on the middle of the circle at the 50-yard line, and each will have 2 other girls from their team around the circle, which makes a total of 3 girls from each team and 6 girls in total. And when they do the draw, otherwise known as the face-off, only those 6 midfield girls are fighting for the ball, and only when possession is established, then everyone else in the field is allowed to move. This rule was put into place because of all the concussions that come from girls running into each other, fighting for the ground ball. This is a rule that I definitely agree with because it makes the game both safer and faster. The second rule has to do with the 8-meter shooting, making the game a little more like basketball. If I am on offense and my defender makes a foul on me as I am shooting the ball and the ball goes in, the goal counts, whereas in the past years, the goals would not count and I would have to reshoot the ball from a hash on the 8-meter, otherwise known as a free position 8-meter shot. Another rule that involves shooting is the shot clock, which really speeds up the game. So, when a team establishes possession from the draw control, a 90-second shot clock is started, and that team has 90 seconds to bring the ball down to their offensive side and shoot the ball. If you fail to do this, possession is changed and the game continues. In the past, you had as long as you want, and implementing this shot clock avoids stalling the game. Men's lacrosse has had this for a while, and the D1 schools implemented this rule last season. So the D2 and the D3 women's lacrosse programs have had it implemented starting this season. The last rule that I'm going to inform you of today is the free movement rule. This rule states that when the whistle is blown, all players are free to move except for the girl that made the foul and the victim of the foul. The girl that made the foul must stop, go 4 meters behind the victim of the foul, and the game continues. And the girl that is the victim of the foul needs to stop so the girl that made the foul knows how far back to go from where you are. This rule makes the game a lot faster and a lot more competitive. The NCAA is constantly changing the game, and this spring, here at the University of Mount Olive, we get to play a game with new rules that changes the way we play, as well as the way that the coaches approach the game. The game of women's lacrosse is now faster and more competitive, and a little bit safer than it was last year. I hope everyone knows the rules of women's lacrosse a little bit better now that I have explained the 4 new rules that we have had to learn within the fall semester. Although we are still trying to get used to the rules and play the game a little bit faster than we did last season, we are trying to make it as well as we can. I hope everyone comes out and sees a game of women's lacrosse this season so they can see the rules that I have explained before in action. Thank you.